I'm gonna put the recording back on. So we'll call to order 6:04. We have 2 sets of minutes, but we don't have a quorum, so we'll work really hard on getting a quorum for the next meeting's gonna be September, so hopefully we'll be like back to normal and we'll be able to. Yeah, so we'll have a set, so we'll table those for now. Running through the agenda, well, and it's your agenda, so you go ahead, but we have cultural district progress. I worked very small amount on it. I
Yeah,
Did
I-
like 2 more locations.
the only action I took was trying to get the new Milford version, and I had just haven't heard back from her. Maybe she may be traveling. But I really do need to just make it part of my schedule, and I haven't yet.
Yeah, so we'll track
Who are
down.
you after for that?
I mean, I just feel like my schedule's been.
No, in terms of who are you asking for the new Milford?
Oh, I'm sorry, Liba Furman.
Oh,
She said that she did it.
oh,
I met her through political stuff I was doing. And she said ours is the best, and I was like, great, I'd love to see yours. She's really an old hand at this kind of, I mean, I think she was
Okay.
mayor of New Milford, and now she runs the Sharon, chamber music operation. Anyway, she's an old hand at all this kind of operation stuff. So I just looked to see what she did. Not that it, I mean, I'm not making that
sorry,
the
what is the name
excuse of
again?
me.
Liba?
Liba, and I believe her last name is spelled Fuhr. She's a great character. You'd like her.
I've met him.
I mean, through your music circles, I'm sure you've overlapped. Although I think that the chamber music is relatively new for her. Anyway, all to say, that's not my excuse for not getting things done, but it just, I thought it'd be a nice enhancement to have another
It'd be helpful.
local, model.
Sure.
But anyway,
So
so
what has she done that you like?
I don't know yet. I haven't seen her application.
Oh,
But New Milford completed their cultural district application.
Far faster than.
oh,
And so we would just wanna
oh,
see it.
cool,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right? Cause the
Absolutely.
couple examples that I have, we talked about last time are just, they're huge and they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping as people are getting the hang of this,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be nice to just see a different one.
Okay, that's good.
So
Yeah,
my fantasy is that ours would be so great that we'd want to make our own little like mini brochure or something, you know, like, or that it's the portion of that brochure is elements of what we have.
Right.
So,
you know,
Right.
somebody was asking me, where could she get one of these cards?
I've got a few.
Cool.
Are there enough
Would
left?
you, do you want a
Here.
stack?
You want me to distribute some? I can distribute
Could I have
some.
some?
We're down to the, but I have some more in my
I would-
office.
Here,
too.
here,
I mean,
here.
here's the
Thanks.
stack.
We haven't opened this weekend and I would like to
Oh,
just.
yeah. Do
We're
you,
almost
I-
out.
what was that? I was in the depot.
Yeah.
What was I doing last weekend? I was at some event and I saw this couple walking around. They had the card and they were saying, oh yeah, let's try, oh, we missed that one, but I think we can get to, like,
Yeah, oh,
they
this
were
is,
using it.
oh, totally.
I
Yeah,
was like,
it's-
that is
It's a
fantastic.
great idea.
So,
I feel a little badly because, but the weather's been so bad this summer. I haven't been out.
What a lousy summer
and we've had a lot of rain.
You
and
know,
we've
it's like
had
New
a
England's
lot of
having a
rain.
rainforest.
and humidity.
I know, and yeah, like a lot of events have been either canceled
Oh,
or,
I mean, everybody's gonna have to have tents or,
Yeah,
you know,
you do, you really do.
yeah, everything has to be rain or shine. It's
Yeah.
just,
You
Yeah.
really do. It's so
Gotta plan
unpredictable
for
and the
rain.
weather is getting more unpredictable.
it is,
You
I know,
So
makes planning for
you
events
really
that
cannot.
much harder, yeah.
but, so anyway, between now and September, it's the end of summer, there may not be much progress.
Yeah.
It's fine. I put blocks on my calendar, I
one thing-
try to like work on.
I want to create a sense of urgency for me and for us, though. So if we want to get this completed by the end of the year, in terms of like all of the other Mickety Mac, like, is there a timeline that we should be reverse engineering from?
Oh,
Like getting a little, you know, getting it onto a docket for a hearing and whatever.
right, because we have to present it as Board of Selectmen, because they have to pass a resolution. Let me try to figure out,
Because
because,
then I think we had a deadline.
and there has to be a public hearing, which I had assumed we would have during our Arts Council meeting.
Mhm.
But I don't know if but we might need to present it to the selectmen, so
Okay.
I don't know if that should be let me check in with them and see how. About with the meeting with the Board of Selectmen. So, but like if we were presenting to the Board of Selectmen, if you really wanna get it done by the end of the year, which is ambitious but possible, maybe. We present to the Board of Selectmen like in November and
Okay.
have the public hearing during our December meeting,
Okay,
it's possible.
okay.
We should really focus on that, because I think it's important.
Yeah, that's
The
why we were formed.
presentation, who is going to be speaking, given the major thrust of the reason why we exist
Yeah,
and what our purpose is.
Yeah,
I think we should probably maybe have an informal meeting about the presentation to the committee.
yeah, well, that's a good idea, like,
well, maybe by
if
October,
we have like all of our materials together,
Yeah.
right, by like the October Arts Council meeting, so that we can kind of
Yes,
pregame it before we go to the selectmen with the resolution.
absolutely.
I started the resolution, like the wording for the resolution, and got totally bogged down on like the legally, like I was looking at the samples and I was like, oh my gosh, do we? I forget if it was Ridgefield's or Torrington's. No, and I like trying to look for I was reading through the minutes, trying to find the examples, anyway, and then I hit a dead end and
Yeah.
stopped, but.
Well, if you
We'll-
can
I'll pick
find
that
out
back up.
what do they want to know from us, I mean, you must know that because you are involved in all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What should we do to make it really saucy and interesting, you know?
Love it.
Yeah,
I will ask, the selectmen how exactly they would,
yeah. what do
you know,
they-
which they
But if
would
we got
like
it
to see
done over-
first. Do they wanna see the public hearing first and then the resolution, or, yeah, I'll talk to them about the order of that.
one thing we've gotten tripped up over in the past is graphic design help. So is that something that we,
I mean, I don't know that we need it at
okay,
this point. You know, if we get to the point where we're doing a printing, maybe. But for just the presentation to the public
We-
and
we
the
got enough skills?
application, I think
okay, with like
the
Canva
map,
or whatever?
the map, yeah, I think so. I think
Oh.
so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we got, let's say, working 2 months to get it all done by October and practice run for the group. And then the resolution by November and then the public hearing approval by December. Okay,
which actually, I don't think the public hearing is actually an approval as much as a
Information,
information. It's just a
Okay.
hearing. Like, this is what we're doing.
okay.
And we would try to invite people to come and
Okay.
learn and give
people
feedback.
in favor,
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
support, moral support.
Yes, but this would be the time for us to reach out to all of our arts organizations and just make sure that
Yeah.
like ASCP and Judy Black,
Yeah.
like people who aren't already on the council
Right.
are aware
Exactly.
of this
Yeah.
application. So,
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
that's a good skeleton outline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, and then
Good start.
another big thing for September. Not only are we going to be planning ahead for whatever we do at the Harvest Festival, but I just this weekend, and it was after we had our agenda discussion, I think. Anyway, I forgot to tell you, I got the information from Northwest Connecticut Arts Council about the nomination deadlines. It's like
Oh.
1 month to submit.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at their website pretty much before every meeting and not there. And I actually asked her, because I remember last year was like mid-September. It is mid-September again. We'll be like on or around the day of our meeting. And, we should have some intermediate emails around this. I mean, my sense of it, I didn't get deep into the weeds on it, but I think anybody's allowed and empowered to make their own submissions. I think you can do it as a citizen. You don't have to be a head of an organization or anything like that. And I don't think that we have to operate as a block. I mean, everybody has their own constituencies and they want to put forward their people. But from what I gather from the one experience, I did hear about is that like, submitting multiple times can be effective. And every year it's like a balance that they're trying to get between gender and age and art medium and parts of the world and everything.
Well, and I was gonna
So,
say, in Connecticut, there's one from each region,
Right.
right?
right, there are 9 every year.
And this will be specifically for what?
Well,
It's an art hero, and that's interpreted to be like an amazing practitioner.
Oh, okay.
It's somebody who runs an organization, it's a philanthropist,
Yeah.
it's a
a trustee,
trustee, it's running a great education program, arts education, so it's anything cultural in the state that's outstanding.
Okay,
So,
We're just nominating and they choose. I
right,
will say, Washington's
we-
had 2 in the last 4 or 5 years. Joanne Torty of ASAP and Stephanie Ingracia of SHAG have
Mm.
both been
Good.
selected, which is wonderful,
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes, puts kind of anybody Washington specific on hold for a couple years, I don't know how
well, I think it also,
committed to spreading it around they feel, but
well, I think
just
it's,
it's FYI.
yeah, I think it's good to recognize them and then also recognize the demographics, so like, oh, we should be nominating somebody who identifies as male, we should be identifying, like,
Right.
both of them are in,
They're both arts, but maybe there's a museum or another, yeah.
so we can nominate as individuals, not as a group.
right, I'm not pressuring anybody
Yeah, I
to,
think
Yeah.
maybe both, but, or
We,
I think what kind of, what
we can-
Victoria was saying is like, if we share.
I just feel
people
like
that- Because if, like, let's just say you throw a name out there. And we happen to know that, like, if we each write letters individually in support of, it'll help their nomination.
correct,
So we should just
but that's
discuss,
what I was.
Yeah,
right?
I think
If
that-
you can put somebody on my radar, I'd be happy to write about them,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially if I have
It's
any.
gonna make a
kind of
difference, the number
firsthand-
of people that nominate.
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so.
Do you have anybody in mind yourself?
I have a huge list and I haven't like made a decision about who in the list. They seem to favor a range, like if it's an older person, that's the favors like artists, like lifetime achievement. If it's
Okay.
somebody who, I mean, I'm speaking anecdotally from what I saw. I mean, you were there too, Simon. I mean, that was my impression. And then it like, oh, somebody who's like actively running a program tended to be a younger person, but middle-aged younger person, it didn't have to be,
Okay,
but anything. I mean,
it's all about impact, I think, isn't it?
yeah, and I would say
Yeah.
that if you go for a practitioner, it should be somebody who is like having art impact in a community sense. I don't think that like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Not an
no-
individual. just
Yeah,
because
like
they're
not,
famous.
like even if like, he's dead, but like we nominated like Alexander Calder. He was known for his extraordinary art, but not for what he did with the community, at least to my knowledge.
Mhm.
So, I would make that distinction.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
So we want somebody who is a good human being.
it gives back to the community or brings arts to the
Yeah,
community
yeah.
in some form or fashion. That's why they call it arts hero, right?
Yeah.
Because they're really,
But I'm doing something above and beyond, like, oh, they may be an art teacher at a public high school, but then they've done something amazing with the program.
Yeah, or
Um,
they're doing an underserved sort of program in a Torrington or wherever, at the same time,
Yeah, like I remember, I'm just trying to,
which.
I mean, you can go
ASAP does.
online and I don't want to take up more of our time to go over, but like, for instance, like one guy was like I guess he was like the head of the board of trustees. But they took over like a mill building, as I recall, and like completely transformed the town because it became this art center and, so something like that is, art impact, but it's not conventional. So they seem to reward quirky.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not choosing anybody.
Well, it's just good to think
Yeah.
about, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Miss-
So oral history event, I've been in pretty close contact with Jane. I had hoped that I would have a digital flyer for everybody by today, but I still think that 3 weeks out would be fine. I mean, she's got a list of 7,000 people. So really, it's her people that are gonna show up. I think that once we have the digital flyer, I'm pretty confident that it wouldn't be a big ask, and you are a trustee, I know I've like to ask them to put on their social, because it's gonna benefit their collection ultimately. because I'm talking about the oral history. It's-
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
an
oh,
artist.
the oral history,
is
yes,
going
yes,
to
yes.
their
I was thinking
archives.
of the artist, I was like, huh, but yeah, well, and
Yeah.
as soon as we have a flyer, we'll get it on
Yeah.
Explore, we'll put it in the selectmen's, you know, we'll do
Exactly,
the whole.
exactly.
the whole
So the whole.
kit and caboodle. What's the time on August 31st?
We discussed 2 to 4, thinking that it was, in between people's, brunch and dinner
Where's this?
at Jane Eckert Gallery.
Okay. Wow.
And since you like a good party, she gives wonderful openings, and
Okay.
there's one
Oh, that's one
on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah,
And this is the closer of that exhibit with this artist, Eric Forsman,
right,
who is born in Warren and
Right.
who's
right.
director of 5 Points, or head of the trustees of 5 Points in Torrington, and has his
Oh,
studio there and has raised his children
Right.
in Northwest Connecticut. So he's really a man of this area, and he's done many different series over his long and really accomplished career. What makes it special and kind of perfect that we're doing this interview at this time is that this particular exhibition, other than he often does these kind of themed bunches of still lives and
Yeah.
reflections and things like that. This one is landscape, and it's
Yeah.
all northwest corner, and a lot of it of like Warmug and
and I like
special
his
town,
work.
yeah, very,
Yeah.
very accomplished. Yeah.
Well, he could be nominated.
He might be a good nomination.
Just to nuts and bolts here, because this is part of the oral history. We wanted to use the equipment from the library.
She said that she has a couple of assistants. I've just been dealing with her, not so much the assistants.
Amy or Audra?
I'm sorry, Jane.
Oh, Jane.
And she's apparently comfortable with all the setup. So, I will help facilitate any connection with the library. It may be that their equipment is not even as nimble or as easy to use as somebody.
Well,
like
that's what
Source.
I feel like we should find out sooner rather than later.
Absolutely, and that's why I'd hoped to try to connect with her today, and I texted her and I just didn't succeed.
Okay, so.
I mean,
and-
and to
and
be
in
fair,
your-
like, she's been handling stuff all week, and I've had less all week, but I did reach out to her several times this week.
So is your vision though, I'm just thinking about, okay, so we get the equipment down there.
Yep,
It's a Saturday, so the library's open. Are we running it?
I don't think that we would be running it. I mean, I think it might be nice if you or I made a little 1-minute introduction.
No, I meant like the actual camera and.
I think one of her assistants, but we have to figure that,
Okay, okay,
we have to figure that out.
all right.
And then we would also need lavalier mics and, and do a
So,
sound test.
I think one of the things that we need to do is then we should schedule an appointment up there.
Mhm.
To see the equipment, see how easy it is to move, see
Okay.
what they have, the
Okay.
mics.
Okay.
Anytime I'm in charge of the technology, I like to troubleshoot at least a week in advance. So
Uh-huh.
that if I can't figure it out, or if I don't have the right connector cords or
Right, right,
whatever,
right.
I know how to fix it.
Yep, no, it's good.
Cause
So
I'm
when is
I'm
this
not super
happening?
techy.
It's happening on August 31st
Okay,
from 2 to 4.
okay, I'm looking.
So maybe like sometime next week.
Okay, okay, I get it.
And check in.
All right, and this Saturday, I know I have it on my calendar,
It's from
at
2 to
2
6.
o'clock,
2 to 6.
there is a lecture before.
No lecture. It's just an open studio. It's
Oh.
it's an opening.
I thought they said he was going to speak or something.
Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. He's gonna be present for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was gonna speak.
Yes,
You can go from 2 to 4,
yes,
and then you come to us from 4 to 6 for our opening.
oh, okay,
Very
Actually,
good.
don't you think that's good when they're at the
Yes.
same time?
I do
Yeah, everybody
too.
comes.
Yeah,
at the same
because
time.
then
Yeah.
they can, I think that's perfect.
Stone
They can
Church-
get
It's the
lubed
same-
up there and then come and
Well, it's
be
the
sloppy
same
at
au-
ours.
It's the same audience, right? So it's
Cool.
like, right? You
Well, Stone
come-
Churches has something from 2 to 4, so.
There you go.
Yeah, there are a
A
lot of
lot.
events. Yeah, there are a lot of events going on. All right, so we'll check in on the equipment and we'll make sure that the promotion goes up. So I think
Mhm.
there's nothing else really for that.
No.
Okay.
Will you be able to attend that?
I think so. I think so.
Okay,
I have to. Yeah, I think so.
okay, awesome. Please put it on your calendar. I really like you to be there.
Yeah, no, I would too. It's it's Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day is the 2nd. Yeah, I'll explain there.
Okay,
Okay, some variables out of my control.
Mhm.
Pop-up art gallery day,
Yeah,
wanna
I
talk
mean,
about that
I think we talked about it last time a little
a
bit,
little bit? Yeah, let me
but
look at the
the bottom
minutes.
line is connecting with Barbara Bouye, whether she wants to, she can do that day. And I think it'd be cool if she had some kind of artisanal lighting person. I mean, like something
Ooh,
that's
that might be
like, that's
kinda cool.
not, I don't want any of these pop-ups to compete with what people already have in town. I don't know, I mean, it seems like Julie already had some artists in mind for
She
them.
had a friend that, yeah, that she was psyched about hosting, or an acquaintance of some sort.
Mhm.
What I feel like we need to do, if we're gonna pull this off by September 28th,
Mhm,
is check in with all the established galleries
mhm,
to make sure that they are open and see what they have on their walls planned for that.
mhm.
And we need a graphic of some sort so that we can start promoting, whether it's a postcard or it's just simply the email stuff or a flyer that goes in the market, but whatever it is.
Mhm.
I mean, if we wanted to get it on like this, for example, I think the deadline is probably soon.
It's always like
Right?
2 weeks beforehand, so it's like next week.
Yeah, so even though September 28th seems far away, it's not.
Mhm.
It's not, right? Not when you're trying to promote an event. So we have to kind of get our ducks in a row.
Mhm.
I think even if we only have one or two pop-ups, it's still kind of a fun idea to have a gallery day in Washington,
Mhm.
right? It's kind of like Restaurant Week, except it's just a
Mm.
day where we highlight everybody. Assuming everybody has stuff on the walls, but
We don't.
On the 28th.
you won't have anything on the walls?
We finish on the 15th and then we're back up again on the
See,
5th of October.
okay, shoot, see. And I don't know if Judy Black will either. I don't know where they are in their schedule. So that's maybe not a good day. Cause
I think
I
it
don't
has to
think,
be that day.
I don't think we can pull some, like without one of the major anchors having stuff on the walls. It's just not I don't know. Let's check in with everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
Jane,
thing.
KMR.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hen's nest.
she will
Judy
probably
Black.
have something,
Um,
and then.
would you be open to having a pop-up artist for that day?
Sure,
So like you could have a staff or so it could be open.
sure.
Okay, so
Oh,
We could use the space.
use the space
Okay.
and
I mean, just
if
somebody
we-
has art on easels or something that does not involve Crisema and a big production.
Right. Yeah, just
Sure,
a
of course.
pop-up kind of thing.
I'm not sure where we'll be with, whether it'll be half installed or I doubt it will be.
It could be very meta,
Yeah,
Simon.
yeah,
It could be watch the installation as performance art.
Or we could just make sure we leave one area empty,
Mhm.
Yeah, let's just keep talking about it. We'll be
Yeah,
Fine.
let's think about that. All right,
I mean, I
Alright.
forget why we didn't want to do it on top of the Harvest Fest. We didn't want to do it. We thought November was just too late.
I
Not,
don't remember.
not fun enough for other people to come.
I don't know.
Because if this date does not work for too many people, I think we should move it to the beginning of November.
Well, I think, yeah, but I think we should choose a date when all our galleries have something on the walls, if we're, if we're doing a gallery tour.
Or give them enough time that we
Well,
can even help
well,
facilitate getting somebody, to do something.
We have something until November 15th.
And then you get ready for the
And then
holiday.
and then it's out, and then we've got the holiday gift shop going in. So we could do
Okay.
maybe the 9th.
I mean, there's also October, late October after the harvest.
Mhm.
We just didn't want to get on top of that.
Well, I think Halloween is always problematic, and then I
Mhm.
think that Shag is doing some kind of harvest thing this year.
Are they? Okay.
But though under the winery, not under Shag.
Yeah.
Very quickly though, Simon, back to you, just one thought. One idea behind all of this was to encourage retail and shopping, just to be completely mercenary about it in a good way, like for good. So I know that, maybe this could be approached in a way that like, even if it's in September, like a preview of an artist that you're gonna be doing in a big way, maybe at the Christmas fair or something. This doesn't have to be as, fine art. This can be more
Mhm.
craft oriented. I don't know if that's easier or more difficult for you. I mean, maybe it's like alt pottery or something like
Yeah, I don't
that.
know.
Interesting, I mean, we're talking about pop-up where we're trying to give local artisans an opportunity,
Right.
and you have all your members.
Right.
So, I mean, I know you do member shows, but
Yeah.
they're very curated, right? Over around a theme or something.
We
Maybe this
we
is,
do pop-up art sales outside. We're doing one on the 12th of October. We're
okay,
doing one on September the 14th as well.
so maybe that's a good idea, like, maybe that's something to piggyback on, like
Well,
to,
that's the harvest weekend.
oh, right. Yeah, that is, Harvest Fest is the
Mm.
13th. Sunday, so yeah, you're the 12th, you're doing a pop-up, what?
Art sale, it's outside. It's for 8 members.
And you did curate that too, right? I mean, like,
They set everything up. We just sort of put grids out and then they
Okay.
put up their artwork.
Which is cool, I
So we
like
could
it.
have something like that, even if we haven't got anything on the walls.
Right,
We could create another pop-up art sale.
oh, okay.
I mean, if it's not too cold, if it's not too late into the fall.
right, or if we go back to the original September
28th.
date. September 28th, like if everybody
We
else
haven't
has
announced anything on the 14th yet, so we can move it, to the 28th. Because we have a pop-up art sale 10 to 3 on the 14th of September. So
Oh,
we could move it to the 28th and it would just be outside. Or inside if it's raining.
yeah, because your vaults are empty, you just said,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do the main
We just have to
room,
put up grids.
just one room, the front room.
yeah, it could be, all right, let's.
So that's something that
So
we
I
could
feel
do.
like our homework is, like, over the next week is to touch base with everybody else
Mhm.
and see what they've got going on.
Sure.
I'm fine with following up with Julie, but you seem to have a relationship with her. Would you mind following up with her? And
I
I'll
don't mind
follow up with
following up. with her.
Kathy, or are you cozy with her?
I know her pretty well. I mean, our
Okay,
kids
well-
grew up together.
Okay, well, I like
So
her,
there's
and I'm happy to reach out to her. I just
Kathy.
want to,
You check in with Jane, because you seem to speak with her.
okay,
I'll do Julie, Kathy, and Judy Black.
so I'm doing Jane, I'm doing a hen's nest.
Okay.
And I can do Barbara Bouye.
Sure.
And you're doing Sotheby's, KMR, and Judy Black.
How about Acre Gallery,
That's Jane Eckert, Jane.
Jane?
Yeah, so I think we're not forgetting anybody, right? Like galleries in the depot, yeah. It would be kind of fun to have like a joint postcard,
Mm-hmm.
gotta pull that around quick, but.
Yeah.
Just kind of promoting. A little bit,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right, so good. Next week we'll see and we'll just stay in touch. To see
Okay,
what the answers are.
okay. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, we're moving on to bullet 4C, the Harvest Fest.
Mhm.
You may have noticed near our little tent at that event, there was a really extraordinary florist that did this installation with, out of willow. It's a British, tactile art. And you can embed it with, weave in other live flowers, etc. Anyway, she had this really cool deer and other like amazing things. So this woman is truly a sculptor with natural materials, and we've been feeling lame that we haven't participated in the Scarecrow contest. We know that the ambulance will win because they always do their like, over the top scenario. But in the name of our mission and supporting a local artist, and she gave us what price we thought was reasonable. You can tell us if it's, I guess we have to wear a quorum.
Well, yeah, we'll have to vote on it at some point.
She
but-
quoted us $500 to do a scarecrow. But we were thinking maybe more mythical beast, something unexpected. We didn't want to copycat this very beautiful thing that Liz Page from Five Janes did was like a really magnificent owl, but we got us inspired to think about something that didn't have to be a human form.
Mm.
And, I don't know, we've knocked around a bunch of different concepts. We, to Michelle's credit, supporting the artist, we don't want her to feel like it has to be something that like looks like the arts or like has 5 arms for all the arts or anything like that.
Yeah,
More just that it's inherently artistic and, you know, engaging and beautiful to look at. The other cool thing about this that I think is in the legitimate public interest is that Michelle said that we can bring it from the festival to town hall and it, you know, as long as it looks good, could be here. We are favoring materials that are enduring, not necessarily flowers, more like, and also because it's harvest, like, you know, corn husks or corn or wheat or materials that can be a little bit lasting. I don't know what she'll end up.
Pumpkins, gourds, the
Yes.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hay, straw.
Yep, exactly. And so she's gonna come back to us with a concept. She thought we were gonna expect of her to be far more literal, like she was thinking like a painter, but then of course we have so many other art organizations that are not fine art oriented. So we'll see what she comes up with, some kind of mythic beast. And one thing we suggested, although it may not be really practical, it's unlikely it'll work out, but having some kind of interactive element, like you could tie something onto a cape of the figure or creature or whatever. We'll see what she comes up with.
Yeah. She liked the idea of it being interact, but the feasibility was.
Yeah, and the way that just the whole installation of these scarecrows happened, for those of you who've been to the festival, they're just like sort of a whole like rogues alley in a row, and there's not like tables set up where people could like write a note or tear, you know, it just wouldn't be, I think, easy.
It wouldn't.
So I just wanted you to know, since we talk a lot about trying to be interactive, that those considerations were brought up. It's just probably not going to work out in this scenario.
Mhm.
So I think what's exciting is that it's only August and she said she would do it. Right? Like we have to approve her proposal, etc. But she seemed really excited. So it looks like we will have an entry into the scarecrow contest of some sort, which is yay for the Arts Council. And I did speak with Jen Pody, who's head of Parks and Rec, who does the music for the Harvest Festival. Because we had talked about having a drum circle where people could come and participate. And I said, maybe it could go, you know, between the bands when one's breaking down and another is setting up. And she was very open to that. But she hadn't scheduled her music yet. So she wasn't even sure if she was gonna have 2 bands or 1, or, you know, if we would go before or in the middle or after. But so the next step then is to reach out. We had talked about reaching out to John Marshall and maybe co-sponsoring with ASAP. If that doesn't come to fruition, we'll keep exploring it, but we thought that would be another nice addition.
Great.
Also, one thing we haven't discussed yet, I'm realizing,
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to have a table of some kind
Oh,
for people to sign and
yeah.
know what we're up to.
Yeah.
And I just think it'd be nice. It's only from 12 to 5. I know that's a long stretch, but we can stagger. It'd be nice if people showed up and manned it. And do we want to do some kind of swag?
Well, we had talked about doing swag for Holiday in the Depot, so
Right.
maybe let's
Nothing?
save it for there.
But maybe
and
just Halloween
since
candy,
like especially
like
if we're-
our logo is a rainbow, like rainbow candy.
Oh,
pieces.
totally, yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Any kind of treats are always
Right, it's
well
Halloween season,
received,
so-
but especially if we're sponsoring 2 kinds of, you know, a scarecrow and an
Mm.
activity, I think that's a good showing. But you're right, having a presence.
I
haven't-
suggested the last time, remember we talked about having a big banner painted so that we can use it
Well, we
everywhere
had-
we go.
the banner, the big logo, our logo that was on the tent for the block party, we have.
So we
Okay,
just have
Do you
stakes.
remember that?
I don't,
I-
it was such, I was just like, washed
I
up.
know,
brain.
right? And I was running around like a crazy person because I was helping like 2 or 3 different tables.
You were amazing.
I was
Also,
crazy is what I.
We could commission ones, they're inexpensive, right? Those little posters that we could put on our sandwich board, you know, like what's going on in Washington on one side,
Oh, yeah, we
we
could go ahead and make one of those.
just on the other side.
But we do have a banner that I made
Okay,
and
Do.
did I take a picture of our
How come I
table?
don't remember?
Yeah, what? We were there.
Yeah.
June
Uh,
5th.
That was the
But
big
Where was the
storm.
banner?
And also just to make
It was hanging on the tent.
your life easier, and I think it's
Huh.
on mission and message for us, just to share the table with EDC.
Right, so which I think makes a lot of sense. We've done that in the past too. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
I think you did it last
when.
year. With, I remember, that's how I met Trisha and
Yes.
Dr.
So,
Pastor
and that
Robin.
makes my life easier.
Yes,
We share a table.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing. We're collecting emails, we're informing of what we do. It's kind of it's a match that makes sense.
I think we should make a big to-do out of this if we're going to be participating in it, you know. I'm thinking even if you put the symbol in the center, but it should be spelled out on the side, you know. Washington Arts Council in big letters is what I'm thinking about, because people looking at the symbol with the abbreviation, then we have to explain a lot. You know, and I think that's what
when you
happened.
did the blow
when
up,
you had
it
the
had the
tent.
logo, right?
Yeah,
It was just
I
the
mean,
logo.
I can run upstairs and get it too. I can't believe I just looked on my phone. I didn't take a picture of our table. I have a picture of the EDC table before we got rained out. Well, only because somebody next to me took it. That's true. All right. Anyway,
Yeah,
we have a big banner.
Yeah,
And we'll put it out
Yeah.
and,
And letting Liz pay, do they have signups yet for that
no,
event?
no. So we'll keep our eyes
We'll
open.
just, we should
signups.
email Liz, or you already have. I mean, she always gives the EDC one, right?
Yeah, well, the announcement goes to all of the WBA, which I'm a member of. So I'll know once. I've already emailed with her getting the logo because for the fall newsletter. So, yeah, I'll keep, I think working together with the EDC is great, and then it makes the manning the table easier.
Okay.
It's a long day,
so
and
there
I like the idea of,
will be tents also.
yes, and it'll be a
The weather.
tent, yes, absolutely. We'll put up the tent.
Yeah.
After we got rained out at the block party, I ordered plastic buckets for each, so Arts Council has one, EDC has one, Housing has one, because I was there with a cardboard box and the rain just, everything got
Yeah.
sopping wet.
Yeah.
I had to wash all the
Right.
tablecloths and
Well,
sort through all the soggy literature and salvage what I could. It was, yeah. So we now have a, Rubbermaid, like clear plastic bin with all our stuff in it.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I think, and some candy or something,
Okay, so
that'll
we
be
just,
fun.
so does EDC have a table? And we can just take over half of it?
Yeah, I mean, I always get us a table. I borrow.
So all we
one,
have to
I
do
always
then is just
want-
have a clipboard and rainbow candy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and sign up for people to help, right?
Right, well, that's the clipboard.
I'm just wondering if the lady who donated her flowers, and then I donated it to the WOW.
That was the woman who did this. That's the woman we're
Is she
asking.
the one?
Yes,
Oh, my
her
God.
flowers were amazing, right?
Yeah.
You were, I was with
Yeah,
you that
because
day.
I know her. I
Yeah.
got to know her, then I got to know her.
Yeah.
and She does the flowers for the pantry,
Mm-hmm.
and she does a little, shows people how to do flowers and all that.
Is the name Susan Spanger?
No, it's
No.
Kim Widener.
Oh,
Yeah,
this day, it's the same lady she's talking about.
Company is Meadowmaker.
Mhm.
Meadow
I've just
something?
been looking her up, I can't. find her
Yeah.
online.
She just has an Instagram.
No, I was looking up on Instagram. couldn't
Yeah.
find any.
she's very, very
No
talented,
biggie.
but I would say to do something,
Oh, darn it.
yeah.
Kirsten has been trying to get in
Oh,
as of 6:15. Yeah.
oh no. I wonder why it's not working. I tested the link too, because when I change the time, sometimes that. Sometimes that will. Look it up, but I tested it. All right, so. Simon.
Yes,
It's up there.
Oh, thank you.
Meadowmaker Designs on
thank you.
Instagram.
are you a follower of her?
Hmm,
I wonder why I couldn't
See, I
find it.
gave you the card, Sam.
I don't think
She
I,
was the one who donated the flowers and I brought them to the walk.
let's
Great,
see.
thank you.
you're
I'll look her
welcome.
up.
Yeah, we'll get you her contact info.
Yeah, I'll look
So
her up.
here's one of those forms
yeah.
that she had,
Uh-huh.
she did, and then she like had things hanging out of it, so she got excited about the, she got excited about the fall spooky
Right,
theme, like she's gonna kind of run with it,
right.
so.
Is
I
she
had-
going to do a drawing so we can look at it?
Maybe, or at least some kind of
Yeah.
concept.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I emailed the link as well. She's saying she's trying it and it's not working. I don't know. I wonder why that's not working. Okay, so I think we're good for Harvest Fest. We'll come back by, in our September meeting, we should have everything nailed down. We need to really work to make sure we have a quorum in September.
Mhm.
We'll like touch base with everybody and then adjust accordingly if we have to.
Mhm.
Let's move on to the Holiday in the Depot,
Okay,
December 13th. Is that right?
it's
That
Friday the
feels-
13th, it's very late this year.
It's very late.
It's
always
usually the first Friday.
It's usually, no, I think it's always the second, but so the first Friday must be,
The sixth.
okay, okay, thank you. I love how you just bring your calendar. That's so
Mhm.
great. That's so great.
Mhm.
So, right, it's usually the second Friday?
I always thought it was the first Friday, and this year they moved it for whatever reason. I think it's because it's trying to stagger with, because I noticed on the calendar that Gun Library's Festival of the Trees.
That
is-
always happens the first weekend, and something else does too, Festival of the Trees and something else. Anyway, so we had talked last year about having little flashlights or something to hand out for the kids walking around with our logo on it. And so I think the question was, do we want to do that again? And do we want to do something else? What did we think about? We had the bagpipe player last time, which I think was well received, but you know, we could do something different too.
I thought it was a really good idea, but I'd like to try to do something different every year.
Yeah.
I was really thought that was a brilliant idea. I mean, I love doing something singing, but already there's a chorus happening, right?
There's chorus. You know what I was just thinking is, because I'm thinking about the kids, this is like a really kind of kid focus. And if somebody was walking around like with puppet, like a puppet type thing with, they're walking like. Winter themed
Have you
possibly,
tried Adelka Polk? I think her name is Adelka Polk. She is the wife of Justin, he's a metal work artist,
okay,
whatever you would call that. But she's she works at UConn, I think.
what
doing
does she
this.
do?
She's puppetry of some sort.
Oh, puppetry, okay.
Yeah, but they live around here. I'll get the info to you.
Yeah, share it with us. I mean, that might be kind of a fun, you know, because they usually have somebody, like a stilt walker and a juggler walking around.
Well, the person, whoever is doing anything has to have Washington Arts Council.
She
because-
did that last year.
Yeah, I have the little, it's our
Yeah.
logo made up. I just
Yeah.
safety pinned it on front and
Yeah,
back.
because
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah. Right.
What's the?
So, but I feel like, I love that you happen to know somebody who does puppetry. That's amazing.
I've got her phone number and website and everything here.
Awesome. Let's,
I'll,
right? What do you guys
Send it to
think?
you.
That seems kind of,
I love that it's totally unusual. I'm always thinking about the, like, just the public engagement part. And so. That's why I love singing, but again, I know we can't do it, but I'm just thinking like, oh, is there?
That kind of stuff. Lots of
whoa.
happy children.
Like,
Wait, go back to that. That was a huge, Look at that.
So
Like
I'll
walking
send this
around
to you.
and just engaging with the kid, like that seems kind of cool. I don't know. Trying to think of
They're
stuff,
actually beautiful.
Well.
right? Well, like when they're standing in line to go see Santa and they just kind of like walk up and down and it's just sort of something else to see for the kids and to take
Mhm.
your picture with. And so that seems kind of cool to me. The other, I mean, there is music coming from town hall, which is why anything that's sound oriented is tough.
It's piped in or it's choruses or?
Well, it starts with kids choruses. And then Santa comes and then it's music playing, but like on the big speaker, you hear it throughout the depot, which is why the bagpipe player had to really stay over towards the types block. Um. I've always just loved
The
the
only
idea of
thing
carolers and.
I found that being where we were, there wasn't that much traffic this time.
Well, for the block parties?
Yeah,
The block party was not that well attended this year,
No.
and I think it was the weather. Cause it rained a little
Oh,
bit
the-
during
and then
setup and then it poured,
correct.
right? Like the year.
Yeah.
The year that a lot of people, the weather was beautiful. I mean, it's still not, I mean, they're trying to spread the whole thing out. That's why we tried to keep us, together with Palaveras.
Yeah, yeah,
And people are parking back there.
Yeah.
So they're coming through.
yes.
So it's just up to us to
Yeah.
like grab and engage.
In the pantry, were they open?
Well, and usually, yeah, pantry was open, I think Marty's
Marty
maybe
did not
wasn't.
open.
And usually Ravis has.
Ravis usually they
Usually
have
has a thing. and
Food
it-
and thing and
Yeah,
all
so
that,
I think that was just an anomaly.
yeah.
If
It's that
everybody's,
They knew there was going to be bad weather. And we didn't check it. I
yeah.
think Pillow was hysterical when they started coming in. I took a video of them. It was like a huge tent. And all
Oh,
you see is their feet.
That was awesome.
That was-
Victoria had that video, we posted
yeah,
it in
that
the
was-
selectmen.
That was amazing.
That was
I couldn't
fun.
believe it.
Yeah,
You know, one thing, just back to the puppet thing, I love silhouette puppets, and I know that Palables does something like that.
yeah, they do their shadow screen.
You know what?
Maybe we could do
I
something.
think you're on the right track. Let's talk to.
Kirsten, well, I think
about
they
Pillow.
They do it already.
they already do it. They usually set up and they
Oh.
set up their shadow screen and they
That's
let the
right,
kids do
humans,
it.
yeah.
And they have a few shapes and they, depending on the age and the attention span of the kids, they
So maybe
interact.
they should be next to us or something like that.
Yeah, I think the last couple years they've set up in Judy Black Park,
Oh,
but maybe we could too. Depending, or if we have this like puppet person like walking around,
right,
they can walk the plaza, they can walk Judy, like anywhere
Right.
it's safe. So,
yeah,
yeah, we have a little bit of time. I think we should think about what would work, what would be engaging,
Right.
represents the arts,
right,
but sound is tricky. You have to really stick over by
Right,
Titus, and
right.
there's just not as much going on over there.
yeah.
It's fun. And then the whole flashlight thing, do we like that? Do we not?
I like it.
Did we talk about glow sticks last time?
No, we talked about those little
They were.
flashlights.
Yeah, they were little
that
flashlights,
we were gonna put our logo on,
yeah.
and we went online and had a look at the price of them. They were gonna be
They're like $3.
$500 or something for as many as we were gonna do.
And why didn't we? Did we
We
just not
did
get
it
it?
on
We
time.
just didn't get it together.
Yeah.
So then maybe let's do it this year.
They
We
are,
can order it in advance and just, you got it from your office, right? Just store them.
Oh, yeah,
they are
At the
very
least.
inexpensive, and if we have anything left, we'll use it again,
Oh, right, yeah, they
Yeah.
won't go to waste.
because.
All right, so everybody seems to still like that idea. We'll reprice and get that idea so
with the
that
Initials on it.
we
Oh, yeah.
can
It was
maybe
from
approve
Vista
it.
Print,
Okay,
and we were going to. Yeah, I've just found all the emails about it. I think we were going to order it from Vista Print.
okay.
It's a
I'm
big-
sure I was on those emails, right? I'm guessing.
You were
Okay, so I'll
11:30,
find them.
23. Yeah.
We'll just sort of update, see what the prices are, and then approve the expenditure at the next meeting.
Yeah,
In September, if we order them, we'll be like on top of things.
yes.
I would like to donate the mojitos.
You know, one thing,
and do them and my mojito thing, smaller
For.
cups, so yeah, I will do,
for the Harvest Festival?
yeah, for the.
Or the holiday in the.
The holiday at the depot.
Holiday at the Depot, there are a lot of people doing hot cider, et cetera, so why don't we do the mojitos
Oh,
in,
yeah, yes.
in Harvest?
Okay,
And that would
Yeah.
make our booth really popular with the parents.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
yeah, you'll see how
Wow.
popular we get.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's the one to do, I mean, Harvest Fest last year had 3,000 people come through.
You know what they say? Candy's dandy, but liquor is quicker.
Well, one more thing, guys, about the decoration and stuff. My stepkids went to this high school, elementary school, where the whole community went bonkers for, edible. They weren't just like gingerbread houses, they were like gingerbread castles and stadiums and all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
So I'm wondering if we want to sponsor something that could be in town hall and have people display awesome gingerbread houses.
oh, for holiday in the depot.
Yeah,
Let me check. They did a strict nothing in town hall last year,
oh,
outside only.
Why?
It started with COVID,
Yeah,
I don't know, let me just check on that.
guys, let's revisit that.
We can revisit it. Now Judy Black is also a possibility. They have
There was some all the food people in there, though.
during.
It's so
not-
central.
Not
They have like,
holiday.
they have Avril and they have usually, the Mayflower doing some kind of.
Oh, yeah,
food,
they were set up with
And
hot chocolate and stuff.
Avril usually has cider and
Yeah.
donuts and
Okay,
it's and like they have bonfire and that's such a nice central thing. I don't wanna kind of encroach on that.
can we be on the green at Judy Black
out on the lawn,
on the lawn
for what?
for anything? I mean, harvest and.
Well, so harvest is all down at the pavilion. It's
Oh,
all
I mean,
down
for the
for
holiday,
the holiday in the depot.
yeah, yeah,
It's possible. It's, you
I
know,
think we should,
different organizations ask
Yeah.
to set up there.
Yeah.
and
but I
so-
mean, so we should like try right now.
Well, first, I think we need to figure out what we're gonna do.
Well, in any case, we're going to participate, right?
That is.
And we're
cool.
going to have a tent. And we're going to have a table and a sign and all these things, but I think it will enhance our participation if we are right there even if it is in the
All
corner.
right,
Yeah,
let me
It
check.
could be really cold. You may not wanna be sitting still.
So National Iron Bank and the fire pits are usually set up out on their grass, and I don't know if there's room for anything more, but. We can find out,
you want
Let's
me
talk
to,
about town hall.
yeah,
you want me to ask her?
um. Ask who, Laura?
Laura? She's a good friend for 25 years.
Okay, I mean, you can absolutely ask her. She's away
Is
right
she-
now. She's away right now, but
Is she in charge of deciding or? is she
well,
going
she's the executive director. She
Right.
brings stuff to the board. There's a programming committee, so kind
What
of,
do you-
but she's the,
Do you know anybody in the board or you are?
yeah, I'm like,
And
I
they-
usually know.
And they
Well, I
usually don't let
don't-
any other nonprofit be there. They allow the Iron Bank as a sponsor and then they have these other food vendors, but they usually don't allow other, that's been her policy.
It kind of depends. It
Can you-
depends on the event and
Can you try
historically.
anyway?
Yeah,
Ask
well,
her,
I'll find out.
because that
what
would be
the-
great. It doesn't matter where in the green, but if it is on this side or that,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter. But I think it's more prestigious for us to be in the Judy Black kind of ambiance.
In the
Because
area,
that area is always very busy.
it is. Oh, it is always very busy. It was,
Like,
Well, and
almost-
also Sotheby's always has a craft fair.
yeah,
I think that was
Sotheby's.
another reason why we didn't want to go into November. Was I was getting close to the.
Oh,
Christmas.
right, that could be. All right, well,
I'll keep.
let's,
I'll keep pushing
let's
you.
think about it. Well, and we also have to kind of think about what we want to do. Like, we weren't set up as a table last year for Holiday in the Depot. Nobody could really be there. We had the bagpipe player playing. I met him got them all hooked up, showed them where to go.
Yeah.
I was working something else, I think.
Probably some EDC something, or Judy Black, so they.
And maybe Judy Black, I don't remember, but. You know, it's dark, it's nighttime, the kids are running around, it's not as conducive to informing and collecting emails as like Harvest Fest.
It could be
or
raining or
party.
snowing.
Yeah, so let's just let's just think about what we wanna do. We wanna look into this puppet thing and think about other things that we might wanna sponsor that would be also
Mhm.
appropriate,
Sure.
whether it's somebody in costume. I don't know,
If you need a stilt walker, I have somebody in mind as well.
still fun?
Mhm. And a juggler and all of that.
Okay, I mean, so. Erickson always sponsored someone, but I will I'll check in with the WVA because. For some reason, I feel like I heard that might not happen, in which case we could step in, so. And it adds a lot, it really does, to
Mhm.
have sort of performers walking around while. People are standing in line waiting for food or standing in line waiting for Santa, right? To
Yeah.
have these wandering.
So this is WBA again, and Jen Cody, does it?
It's the three big events of the year. It's the WBA and Parks and Rec combining.
Okay, the two of them.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, good.
Is she gonna have more food trucks this year?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
For both,
Yes.
I'm just, if you talk to her, just for both events. The food that she has is good, but there's just never enough and the lines are always long.
And the lines are long, yeah. Okay,
So
good feedback.
I just think that more trucks and, still time now.
Yeah.
I can get volunteers to. On the legs of the tent. To wrap something nice on each leg to make the whole
Oh,
tent.
to make it beautiful,
Yeah, we need.
like for the Harvest Fest?
Yes,
I think
yeah.
that's great,
Rob, Fama and Matthew, they would do it.
right? And
And they have more
Harvest-
ideas, so they can.
Harvest
do
Fest
more
time is also
things.
just great, like
Yeah,
there's corn stalks, there's grapevines, there's
Yeah.
lots of material
Yeah.
that you could use,
Yeah.
natural
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and it's daytime.
yeah,
So you'll see,
Yeah.
we won't have to try it,
Mhm.
like Holiday in the Depot, whatever you do, you have
Yeah.
to light up because it's dark, so. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah,
Shift it up
I
a
mean,
little.
I like to make it really exciting. you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Well, the mojitos alone.
Don't
Right?
look at
Say
them.
no more.
Yeah, okay,
So
good.
does-
So,
Does your mosquito need electricity? Will we be able to get that to our table? An
No.
Extension cord?
No, because only if I have the fountain, but that is,
I know.
and that would be electricity, it would be too
We
complicated.
can't,
So just
yeah,
have pictures.
Hollywood bowl, a bowl,
perfect.
a bowl and glasses, not too big, like this,
Little,
so that we can, everybody will want you. But we'll keep pouring more and make it, with mint and this and that and.
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. and
But
put
the
that-
people, it's my regulars who usually
Yeah.
stand at the table for the EDC and they'll be thrilled. Change it up a little.
Yeah, we'll make it exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right.
Yes.
Good. We're under sharing of events, I threw onto the agenda. I don't usually throw any on, but these are the two kind of big ones happening at the moment. Which is why we moved our meeting. Oh, okay. Shakespeare, well, they don't usually start till 7:30. Picnicking is starting at 7. So that's happening right now. That's where Karen is right now. And Tracy is not here because she is in the prom and they had a show tonight.
Mhm.
So those are two things, but man, there are a lot of things coming up.
And then
Big
nothing
jazz
happens after
thing.
that.
Mhm.
After all of that, then nothing happens until.
Well, and then it's like the holidays,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, so I don't know, any other things?
Well, the Stone Church Meeting House has a really cool architectural revival series launching this Saturday. We see our constituents as people who love local history, who love architecture. And what we are literally and figuratively doing is reviving the use of this building for community use.
which one? Which
The
one?
Stone Church Meeting House on
Oh, yeah.
Gun Hill Road,
New Preston Hill?
New Preston, exactly.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
so what we envision is that this will be a series of people talking about their household renovations.
Mhm.
And as if you look at Plain Goods, there's this really romantic little bower to the left that says no trespassing private residence or whatever. And that is a little mill house that's been converted into residence by this woman named Christine Adams, who has grown up in the area and lovingly restored this with the help of a local architect. And discovered lots of fun, quirky things about the building. And if you follow her Instagram, it's very poetic, wonderful posts. She's a wonderful writer. She also works as a grant writer for Steep Rock. In any case, and she's a poet and she just came out with her first collection of poetry. So she's gonna talk about her house, do a presentation, but it's gonna be a talk. I mean, she's sophisticated. I think it'll be something more interesting enough for people who love architecture, know a lot, but I also want to make it accessible for anybody who just loves the revival of old buildings. And then she'll read a few of her poems about home. Her poems are really accessible and great, and some book signing, and so they'll be from 2 to 4 on Saturday.
This
Awesome.
Saturday?
This Saturday, when everything else is
Everything is
happening.
at
Which is
2
the
to 4.
10th, right? I'm
Yes.
just looking here, so we've got,
Oh my
Um,
God.
I've got the calendar up here, the opening at, Eckert is on here. There's also an opening at Hen's Nest. And,
And
I'm
then you see
assuming-
the notice is there, right there.
yes.
Local architect, historical
this is
architecture
your
talk.
Stone Church one.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yep.
it says lecture, but anyway.
The this is right?
Yeah.
It's listed earlier because the show is open, but the opening is on the 10th as well. Oh, wait, so that is the opening. Why is it not listed as the 10th? Is it listed as the 10th? Oh, yeah, just 10 through 15. There's just so many things happening on the 10th. Look at all that stuff. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll get.
A lot happening.
I'll get Rob and Matthew, they'll do a magical thing on that tent. You'll never recognize it again.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah.
All right. You good?
I think we're good. The big thing that, I wanted to
I'm gonna
s-
close the calendar.
the big thing for next time is I really want us to do nominations. Even if it's not a coordinated effort, I just want the nominations to
To think
happen.
about that. Yeah, no, I think that's a good homework assignment. Plus, we need to think about the holiday in the depot.
Are we meeting on September 12th?
It's the
Is
second
that our
Thursday?
next, is that our next?
Second, are we back
Okay.
to 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's not even an option to move it, or would it make it life easier for people who was earlier? I just thought we couldn't because of other meetings, right?
There's a delay of demolition on occasion at 5. I think when we originally polled people, 7 came up because so many of them do after school activities, right? I think Tracy and Kent, and Kirsten, like all
okay.
3 of them needed for it to be post
Got it, okay,
the after school. Like,
okay, so we're gonna leave it as was.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Move to adjourn. Thank you all so much.
Good luck this weekend, everyone.